It's 10 a.m. by the studio clock. You're watching Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's start straight away with the headlines this Saturday morning. Close contest in many of the 27 seats in the 7 states voting for Rajya Sabha biennial polls. Fate of several big wigs to be sealed today. Vienna meet inconclusive. Deliberation on India's NSG bid to be taken up at plenary in Seoul to be held later this month. Two people, including a civilian, killed and 2 others injured following leak of toxic fumes on board INS Vikramaditya in Karnataka. Navy orders inquiry. World dignitaries unite for one last farewell to boxing legend Muhammad Ali. He is buried in his hometown Louisville in the United States. And hosts France kick off the Euro 2016 with a win in the opening match against Romania. A photo finish is expected in some of the 27 seats in 7 states where polls for the Rajya Sabha are being held. The fate of some heavyweights, including Kapil Sibal, Venkaiah Naidu, as well as Nirmala Sitharaman, will be sealed in the polling which is underway. 30 out of the total 57 seats in the current round of biennial elections have already been decided without a contest. Today's poll will decide the fate of the remaining 27 seats. BJP and the Congress are engaged in a keen battle in some states.
The high-stakes elections to the Rajya Sabha in 7 states could see a down-to-the-wire contest. The spotlight is on Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka and Haryana, where the fate of candidates including senior Congress leader Kapil Sibal and senior lawyer R.K. Anand will be sealed.
मैंने जब अपना नॉमिनेशन फाइल किया था तो मैंने उस टाइम ही कहा था कि मैं इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट हूं, मैं किसी के साथ भी जा सकता हूं वोट मांगने के लिए, पर मैं उस टाइम भी मैंने कहा था कि मुझे जो कांग्रेस की पॉलिसीज हैं, जो देश को डिवाइड नहीं करना, जो सेक्युलरिज्म इमेज है कांग्रेस की, और वो ही सबकी है।
पार्टी का मीटिंग में, सीएलपी मीटिंग में जो इंडिपेंडेंट कैंडिडेट है मिस्टर आर.के. आनंद जी आके रिक्वेस्ट किया है कांग्रेस का वोट के लिए। सीएलपी ने सिंगल लाइन रेजोल्यूशन पास करके ऑथराइज किया है कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट को अपना डिसीजन के लिए।
Election in Uttar Pradesh are being held for 11 seats. The most keenly watched contest is between Kapil Sibal and a BJP-backed independent socialite, Preeti Mahapatra. Sibal will need the support of the BSP, which has 12 votes more than necessary for the success of its candidates Satish Chandra Mishra and Ashok Siddharth. BSP Supremo Mayawati has maintained suspense over her party's support. Congress has 29 MLAs and needs the backing of 5 more to see Sibal through. The BJP has fielded Shiv Pratap Shukla, who is sure to get elected on its own 41 MLAs, and has offered 7 surplus votes to Sibal's challenger Mahapatra. The Samajwadi Party has fielded 7 candidates, including Amar Singh, Beni Prasad Verma and Rayuti Raman Singh. In Karnataka, the fight is between the ruling Congress and the JDS. The BJP has fielded Nirmala Sitharaman, while the Congress has brought Jairam Ramesh and Oscar Fernandez into the fight. With 40 members, the JDS is in an unenviable position as 5 MLAs have virtually raised a banner of revolt after reports that they might indulge in cross-voting to help the Congress. A Congress-BJP fight is also on the cards in Madhya Pradesh, where election is being held for 3 seats. While the ruling BJP, which has 164 votes, is assured of victory of its candidates MJ Akbar and Anil Dave, a fight is on for its 3rd candidate Vinod Gotia, who faces a tough challenge from Vivek Tankha of the Congress. Rajasthan is another state where the Congress, with 24 MLAs, has forced the contest by backing an independent candidate, Kamal Murarka. With 160 members in the Rajasthan Assembly, the BJP is certain to ensure the victory of its candidates, Union Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu and its Vice President Om Prakash Mathur, among others. In Jharkhand also, a keen contest is possible where the united opposition can upset the ruling BJP's calculations. But its first candidate and Union Minister, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, is sure of victory. Uttarakhand, where election is only for 1 seat, the Congress nominee Pradeep Tamta is set to sail through, needing just 2 additional votes apart from his party's 26 and ally PDF's 6.
हमारी रणनीति बिल्कुल सिंपल है। जो सरकार समर्थक विधायक हैं वो प्रदीप टमटा के पक्ष में वोट करेंगे।
30 of the total 57 seats going to vote have already been decided without a contest. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And amid the fast unfolding political activity in Uttar Pradesh, the BJP seems to be all set to finalize its electoral strategy for the upcoming assembly elections next year. Its national executive meet in Allahabad on Sunday is expected to also end the suspense on who could be the party's face for the assembly polls.
After a gap of 5 years, the BJP will once again hold its national executive meet in political sensitive Uttar Pradesh. All senior leaders of the party, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, will attend the meeting in Allahabad on Sunday. The meeting will conclude the next day with a public meeting addressed by the Prime Minister. Participants are expected to deliberate on the recent political situation and pass 2 resolutions.
मुख्य रूप से जो पिछले समय पार्टी की तरफ से जो कार्यक्रम बने थे उसका किस प्रकार से निष्पादन हुआ और भविष्य में कुछ कार्यक्रम और बनाए जाएंगे वो सब विषय पर चर्चा होगी। 2 प्रस्ताव परंपरागत रूप से हमारे यहाँ रखे जाते हैं। एक तो आर्थिक प्रस्ताव आएगा और दूसरा राजनीतिक प्रस्ताव। इसके अलावा भी अगर किसी मुद्दे को या कोई महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा होगा तो उस पर भी चर्चा हो सकती है।
All eyes will be on the finalization of the party strategy for the assembly polls in UP early next year. And while several names are doing the rounds for the chief ministerial candidate, the party says no decision has been taken so far.
जहां तक चेहरे की बात है, मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरे की बात है, अभी इस संदर्भ में पार्टी विचार कर रही है और कोई फाइनल अंतिम निर्णय एक तरह से नहीं हुआ है। उच्च नेतृत्व बहुत सोच विचार करके जो क्षमतावान या उपयोगी अत्यंत उपयोगी चेहरा होगा उसको वो लोग ले आएंगे।
The BJP has already started its poll preparations in UP with party president Amit Shah meeting booth level workers in the state. While national issues and the NDA government's 2-year at the center will also be no doubt discussed, the focus at the national executive meet is likely to remain on the party strategy in Uttar Pradesh. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And on to some other news. India's membership bid for the nuclear suppliers group is expected to be deliberated upon in the next plenary to be held in Seoul later this month. The meet at Vienna over the matter remained inconclusive, though the United States was strongly pushing India's case and most member countries supported it. It was China which was opposed to it, arguing that the NSG should not relax specific criteria for new applicants. The NSG controls access to sensitive nuclear technology. A number of countries which were initially opposed to India's bid on the ground that it was yet to sign the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, that's the NPT, eased their positions and were ready to work out a compromise. In the meeting, China did not openly oppose India's membership directly, but linked it to signing of the NPT. Besides China, the member countries in the 48-nation group which were opposed to India's membership were New Zealand, Ireland, Turkey, South Africa and Austria.
आज हमने ये प्रमाणित कर दिखाया, वी हैव विंडिकेटेड आवरसेल्व्स। इसलिए दुनिया को लगता है कि भारत के साथ जुड़ के ही आगे के न्यूक्लियर कार्यक्रमों को बढ़ावा दिया जा सकता है और साथ ही साथ भारत की जो साख बनी है आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के रहते और उनके नेतृत्व में, उससे सारे विश्व में एक विश्वास जागा है।
A high-level US delegation is currently in Pakistan to improve relations between both countries. US-Pak relations hit a rough patch after an American drone strike killed Taliban chief in Balochistan and also an F-16 fighter jet deal that hit a hurdle. Pakistan has also expressed concern over the growing closeness between India and the US, saying it was creating a strategic instability in the region.
In a strong message, the United States asked Pakistan to ensure that its territory was not used to plan attacks against India. It also urged Pakistan to go after all terror groups operating from its soil, while telling it to improve relations with India to establish peace in the region. In his address to the joint sitting of the US Congress on Thursday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had underscored terrorism as a global threat that needed to be fought with one voice.
We believe that Pakistan and India stand to benefit from practical cooperation and encourage, as you know, direct dialogue aimed at increasing cooperation and reducing tensions. And that includes steps by Pakistan to ensure that its territory is not used to plan attacks in India.
Meanwhile, Pakistan expressed concern over the growing closeness, especially on defense matters between India and the US. It claimed that Washington's support for Indian membership for the 48-nation NSG was not only discriminatory but was creating strategic instability. Islamabad has also applied for membership to the NSG, setting the stage for a possible showdown with New Delhi when preliminary negotiations start in Vienna on the issue next week.
इस वक्त नजर आ रहा है कि जी वो हिंदुस्तान से करीब तर हो रहे हैं, वो एक लार्जर जियो पॉलिटिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में है क्योंकि उनकी जो इस इलाके के लिए है, लेकिन जो हमारे साथ उनके ताल्लुकात हैं उसमें अभी भी रेलेवेंस है। लेकिन ये जो एक इशू है कि हमारी सिक्योरिटी को वो उतनी अहमियत दें जितनी कि उसकी ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि अगर वो इम्बैलेंस हमारा होगा इंडिया के साथ, कन्वेंशनल और स्ट्रेटेजिक इम्बैलेंस, तो उसमें यहाँ के अमन के लिए भी खतरा है और हमारे ताल्लुकात का भी। तो ये हम बार बार उनको एहसास दिलाते रहते हैं।
A high-level US delegation arrived in Pakistan to mend bilateral ties. Relations between the two nations have been hit after a recent American drone strike in Balochistan that killed Afghan Taliban chief Mullah Mansoor. The F-16 fighter jet deal was also scuttled due to a controversy over their financing. Meanwhile, China has backed Pakistan's stand against US drone strike, saying the international community should respect sovereignty and territorial integrity of Pakistan that has made enormous efforts to combat terrorism. Pakistan has conveyed to the US that the drone strike not only violated Pakistan's sovereignty but also breached the principles of the UN's Charter. Islamabad believes that the US Congress was prompted to act due to Indian lobbying and pressure. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And back home, in a tragic incident, at least 2 people, including a civilian, were killed and 2 injured following leakage of toxic fumes from the sewage plant on board the Russian-made aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya, which was undergoing repairs at Karwar in Karnataka. The incident of gas leakage took place at about 5 p.m. on Friday, while the ship was undergoing maintenance repairs. Maintenance work was being undertaken in the sewage treatment plant compartment. Due to inhalation of the toxic fumes, 4 personnel, 2 naval sailors and 2 civilian workers were evacuated to the Karwar Naval Hospital. At present, the condition of the 2 other personnel is reported to be stable. The Navy, meanwhile, has ordered an inquiry into the incident and action has been taken to render the compartment and also the area on the ship safe.
It is a very painful thing. It is not related with the war-related issue of Vikramaditya. I have asked for the inquiry and we are pained that has taken place, but it does not have anything to link with Vikramaditya's war potential.
An Indian woman working for an international NGO has been kidnapped by suspected militants right outside her office in Kabul, and efforts are now being made to secure her release. The woman, identified as Judith D'Souza, a resident of Kolkata, was abducted from Taimani area in Kabul along with 2 other people on Thursday evening. At present, the Indian embassy is in touch with Afghan authorities to ensure her safe release. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has also assured all possible help to the woman's family. So far, no group has claimed responsibility for Judith's abduction.
Indian embassy in Kabul rang up at 1:30 this morning.
Okay, and what did you say?
They said that she's been abducted. They think that she's abducted. Central government and our chief minister, I would like to ask him, please look into the matter and bring my daughter back.
We want the government to get my daughter back safely.
And amid a dip in bilateral relations with Nepal, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj met with Nepal's Deputy Prime Minister Kamal Thapa yesterday. After the meeting, Deputy Prime Minister Kamal Thapa said Nepal's relationship with India is incomparable and Nepal's growing ties with China was not at the cost of India. He also said that the Nepal government was committed to resolve the contentious Madhesi issue at the earliest. Thapa arrived in New Delhi on Friday on a 3-day visit. This is his 4th visit to India after assuming office last October. The Deputy Prime Minister will preside over the convocation ceremony of the South Asian University in New Delhi today. Shifting focus, a dismal performance by the manufacturing sector output dragged down the index of industrial production for the month of April. Industrial output growth in 2015-16 was measured at 2.4% compared to 2.8% for 2014-15. And compared to a 0.1% growth in March, it shrank 0.8% in April. Manufacturing activity contracted 3.1% in April, while mining and electricity sectors grew 1.4% and 14.6% respectively. The capital goods segment contracted for the 6th month in a row by 24.9%. However, consumer durables expanded by 11.8%. With that, time for a short break here. Lots more coming up on the other side. Thanks for staying with us. The Enforcement Directorate has moved the Special Prevention of Money Laundering Act court in Mumbai against Vijay Mallya. The agency has registered a money laundering case against him and others based on an FIR registered by the CBI. The agency has requested the court to issue an order under Section 82 of the Criminal Procedure Code and term him a proclaimed offender, as he has multiple arrest warrants pending against him. Now, if Mallya does not comply with proceedings initiated against him, the agency has the option to take action under Section 83 of the CRPC. The agency is also set to attach his properties worth about 1,400 crore rupees under PMLA. It is also seeking to invoke the India-UK Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty to deport Mallya from Britain. The Bombay High Court has reminded the Central Board of Film Certification that it is only empowered to certify movies for public exhibition and not censor them. A day after seeking an explanation from the censor board over its insistence to delete the reference of Punjab from the film Urta Punjab, the court said it was now up to the people if they wanted to see the film or not. The court also told the film producers not to rely on expletives to show the frustration of the characters. The High Court is hearing a petition filed by Phantom Films, which is one of the producers of Urta Punjab. The petition has objected to the CBFC's refusal to grant the film an A certificate before its scheduled 17 June release, unless the team agreed to make certain cuts. The court will now pronounce the order on Monday.
We have offered disclaimers. Now we will wait and see on Monday. The disclaimers are to the effect that none of the words depict anything, and neither does the movie propagate the use of any drugs, and neither does it put any state in any bad light.
Well, moving on to the weather front, after hitting the Kerala coast on the 8th of June, a week later than usual, the monsoon has advanced steadily into the rest of the southern states, raising the possibility that it may cover the entire country on time despite its delayed arrival. The Met Department expects the monsoon to advance rapidly to provide relief from the scorching summer that dried up many reservoirs and destroyed farm. Delhi got a respite as a squall accompanied by rains that lashed several parts of the capital last evening. According to Met officials, dust storms are a usual phenomenon at this time of the year and are likely to continue as monsoon approaches. The reason for such weather activity is the presence of a cyclonic circulation over Punjab and Haryana and a trough from this system extending up to West Bengal, hovering over Delhi, Uttar Pradesh as well as Bihar. The Met Department has also given forecast of heavy rains in Goa over the weekend, as the monsoon is expected to reach the coastal state. Now, though the approaching monsoon is likely to bring good news for Mumbaikars as well, as it's expected to receive mild showers by the 12th of June.
पहले बहुत गर्मी थी, अभी थोड़ी बारिश हुई है तो मौसम मतलब राहत आई है और हम सबको अच्छा लग रहा है। अभी पेड़ भी सूख गए थे, वो भी थोड़े अच्छे फील कर रहे होंगे, हम भी अच्छा फील कर रहे हैं। अच्छा लग रहा है हमें बारिश होने के बाद। टेम्परेचर बहुत ज्यादा था, अब कम हुआ है।
काफी ठंडा हो गया है और 2-3 दिनों से लाइट की भी काफी प्रॉब्लम थी, तो आज कुछ अच्छा लग रहा है, फील हो रहा है।
पिछले 2-3 दिन से लगातार बारिश हो रही है। पिछले 24 घंटों में भी जो रेनफॉल है वो वाइड स्प्रेड रिकॉर्ड की गई और जो टेम्परेचर है इसमें भी गिरावट आई है। जो आज शिमला का जो मिनिमम तापमान है, जो न्यूनतम तापमान, ये 13 डिग्री रिकॉर्ड किया गया और आने वाले दिनों में भी जो बारिश है उसका जो सिलसिला थोड़ा जारी रहेगा। तो ये कह सकते हैं कि आने वाले दिनों में अभी जो तापमान है वो ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ेंगे।
And on to action from the Euro Cup now. Dimitri Payet's spectacular late winner gave host France victory over Romania in the opening match of the Euro 2016 amid a huge security operation at the Stade de France on Friday night. France, who triumphed in their last two major tournaments on home soil, are favourites to win this time as well. But they struggled to find any fluency against a resolute Romanian side who also created good chances for themselves. Les Bleus' star-studded attack had to wait until the 58th minute to make the breakthrough when Olivier Giroud headed home Payet's cross. Romania responded within 7 minutes, with Bogdan Stanciu scoring from the spot after Patrice Evra clipped Nicole Stanciu inside the area. A draw looked the most likely outcome until Paik capped a brilliant individual display with his wonder goal in the 89th minute. A win was the perfect start to a month of football, which France hopes can help to bring together a fractured country that will remain under a state of emergency for the duration of the competition. Some 30,000 supporters gathered at the foot of the Eiffel Tower to see France win its first game and brushing any security fears aside to offer feverish support. France were now on the top of the table with 3 points. Next, take on Albania, and Romania will face Switzerland. Both matches will be played on Wednesday.
Beaucoup de fierté, beaucoup d'émotion parce qu'ils nous ont fait rêver jusqu'au bout. Ça a été dur, et un arbitrage un peu compliqué, mais à la fin, vraiment, la frappe de Payet était juste incroyable et a vraiment su soulever les 80 000 personnes du stade, donc vraiment magnifique.
O atmosferă frumoasă, din păcate au dat un gol norocos în minutul 89, dar asta este. Sperăm să avem 2 victorii în meciurile care urmează și să mergem mai departe în sferturile de finală.
And from football, it's over to cricket. Mahendra Singh Dhoni will lead a second-string side as India aim to test their bench strength in the series against Zimbabwe. Dhoni has mostly led a formidable bunch of limited-over specialists, but this time it will be a different sort of challenge for him when he captains a new-look Indian cricket team against Zimbabwe in the first ODI of a short series starting in Harare on Saturday. The squad of 15 comprises as many as 5 uncapped players, but it has gained special significance because of Dhoni, who will be playing in the African nation after 11 long years. Zimbabwe, remember, have not beaten India in any ODI since 2010. With India having a test-heavy home schedule this year, with a few ODIs and T20s against New Zealand and England, this is Dhoni's last chance to be in the mix, as he won't be playing a lot in the next few months. India will be embarking on a test tour of the Caribbean after this assignment. And in other sports news, India started their Champions Trophy hockey campaign with a nail-biting 3-3 draw against defending champions Germany in London on Friday. Enjoying the lead for most part of the encounter, the Indian defence wilted under late Germany pressure to concede the equaliser to Germany just 3 minutes before the hooter. Jonas Gomol converted a 57th minute penalty stroke with a deft flick to save Germany the blushes after they had trailed behind the Indians. From the moment V.R. Raghunath converted the first Indian penalty corner in the 6th minute, India had enjoyed the lead throughout, except for 1 minute when Germany equalised in the first quarter. Goals from Mandeep Singh and Harmanpreet Singh gave India a 3-1 lead, but Germany forced a series of penalty corners against a shaky Indian defence. 2 penalty corner conversions by Tom Grambusch in the 25th and 36th minute kept Germany in the contest before Gomol's penalty stroke restored parity. The Roland Altman's coach side will now take on Britain in their second match of the tournament on Saturday. And finally, religious and political leaders joined the sports world and tens of thousands of ordinary mourners on Friday to bid farewell to Muhammad Ali, the boxing champion who jolted America with his showmanship and won worldwide admiration as a man of principle. Here's a tribute to the greatest.
Thousands of people gathered outside the Cave Hill National Cemetery on Friday in Louisville, Kentucky for the funeral of boxing great Muhammad Ali. Ali's hearse moved through the city, pausing for a huge crowd outside his childhood home en route to a cemetery for a private burial beneath a headstone reading Ali.
How he handled all the adversity, that he went through in his life. It helps me as a young man looking back at the way he did,
Oh, I was just overjoyed just to be able to experience this day with the family, the friends, everyone out here. It's just been amazing.
There's no words to express how I feel. Me and my sister took the day off from work to celebrate her birthday and come and do this. And it has been the best birthday ever.
People who practice Islam differently, we all came together as one to celebrate his life and to also say goodbye. And the janazah was, it hits hard. It kind of gets you thinking.
World leaders, celebrities, boxing fans and Ali's admirers gathered for one last goodbye to a towering global figure who died a week ago at the age of 74. Actor Will Smith and boxing champion Mike Tyson both served as pallbearers. and took Ali's body to Cave Hill National Cemetery for a private burial. Former US President Bill Clinton, comedian Bill Kristol, Jordan's King Abdullah were among the dignitaries who featured the eulogies.
My name is Ali Nicola. When Muhammad was asked how he would like to be remembered, he said, I like for them to say, he took a few cups of love, he took 1 tablespoon of patience, 1 teaspoon of generosity, 1 pint of kindness, he took 1 quart of laughter, 1 pinch of concern, and then he mixed willingness with happiness. He added lots of faith, and he stirred it up well. Then he spread it over a span of a lifetime, and he served it to each and every deserving person he met. Thank you.
Every one of his fights was an aura of a Super Bowl. He did things nobody would do. He predicted the round that he would knock somebody out, and then he would do it. He was funny. He was beautiful. He was the most perfect athlete you ever saw, and those were his own words.
But Ali's impact was not limited to those of a certain race or of a certain religion or of a certain mindset. The greatness of this man for the ages was that he was, in fact, a man for all ages.
I think he decided very young to write his own life story. I think he decided before he could possibly have worked it all out, and before fate and time could work their will on him, he decided that he would not be ever disempowered.
Ali, once a controversial convert to Islam, who lost 3 years of his boxing career for refusing US military service during the Vietnam War, is now one of the most respected men in the United States. Ali's farewell was unlike any other in recent history of United States, which included 18 car processions of over 37 kilometers. As mourners bid farewell to the legendary boxer Muhammad Ali in his hometown of Louisville, he will remain as the greatest forever. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for watching.